Get ready to unravel the mysteries of humanity's birthplace. Africa, where our incredible journey began over hundreds of thousands of years ago, hides secrets in its vast and ancient landscapes. Unbelievable discoveries await us among the remnants of long-lost civilizations that time forgot. From jaw-dropping ruins to cryptic symbols etched on stones, each new find is rewriting history and pushing us to question everything we thought we knew about our ancestors. We're diving into these astounding archaeological revelations, and along the way, we'll uncover the fascinating stories behind ancient languages, the keys to understanding civilizations that left behind only whispers of their existence. Imagine stumbling upon a city, frozen in time. No scrolls to decipher, no inscriptions to interpret. The abandoned streets of Jetty in Kenya's lush forests are an eerie reminder that some stories will forever remain untold. This enigmatic site is a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit into the history books. Despite being once a beacon of wealth and power along the Swahili coast, today it stands as a haunting testament to the fleeting nature of human achievement, leaving us with more questions than answers about its former inhabitants, their way of life, and their ultimate disappearance. Beneath the mysterious veil of Jetty lies a tale of grandeur and resilience, etched in history over nearly 5 centuries. From the 11th to the 15th century, this East African powerhouse reached its zenith around the 1400s, leaving behind an enigmatic legacy. But what sealed its fate? Was it a brutal military takeover, or a more subtle force that led to its initial abandonment? Against all odds, the inhabitants returned, and their city continued to thrive. Archaeologists have uncovered clues about Getty's former glory, from exquisite Ming vases that traveled across oceans from China to intricate glassware crafted in Venice. These luxury finds reveal that Jetty was a pivotal trading hub, connecting distant cultures and economies, making it one of the most fascinating yet elusive cities in East African history. Imagine bustling streets where merchants from far and wide traded precious goods, exotic spices, shimmering fabrics, and treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Getty's strategic coastline made it a vital stopover for seafarers returning from distant lands, bringing with them stories of adventure and untold riches. The city's grandeur is evident in its magnificent mosques, testaments to the wealth and prosperity of its Muslim inhabitants who likely forged strong ties with neighboring Islamic powers through their extensive maritime connections. These stunning structures hint at a life of opulence. Yet despite all this splendor, Jetty remains an enigma. No written records survive to tell us more about the people, their culture, and what led to the city's mysterious disappearance from history. You'd expect a city as vibrant and influential as Getty to leave behind a written legacy. But surprisingly, not a single word has survived within its walls. Yet, we know that 3 major languages should have documented its golden age: the Portuguese, who dominated the region, the Arab traders with their vast African networks, and the Swahili locals, well equipped to record their achievements given Jetty's pivotal role in local trade. But here's the fascinating part. Despite their significant presence and interests, none of these civilizations bothered to leave behind a single mention of this remarkable city. It's as if Jetty vanished into thin air, leaving us with more questions than answers about its hidden past. But the biggest enigma surrounding Getty remains its sudden and inexplicable abandonment in the 17th century. Poof, gone. The economy was booming, trade was thriving, and yet, it's as if the entire population vanished into thin air, never to return. You'd expect a traumatic event like war or a devastating plague to be responsible, but archaeologists have turned up zero evidence of either. So, what drove this prosperous city to total desertion? With so many unanswered questions, local tribes have woven their own captivating myths around Jetty. Some even believe it's cursed, protected by mischievous spirits known as jinn. The tales surrounding Getty are as fascinating as they are far-fetched. Locals believe these shape-shifting jinn spirits steer clear of humans, while others claim that ancient entities, known as the Old Ones, are sworn to defend the city, casting a curse on anyone who dares to approach. But Getty's not the only African secret waiting to be uncovered. Deep in Nigeria's African savanna, explorers stumbled upon an otherworldly sight, a grove of eerily captivating, large-eyed statues that seem to belong to another realm. This sacred Osun grove is woven into the region's folklore, possibly linked to Osun, the revered goddess of fertility. Imagine a time when humans and spirits clashed in an epic battle for control over this land. It's a legend that still echoes through Nigeria's rich history. But here's the thing, these mystical showdowns weren't limited to just one spot. Almost every town had its own sacred grove, a sacred hub of spiritual energy. However, most of these ancient sites were left abandoned and forgotten, like whispers in the wind. Not the Osun Grove, though this stunning site, born around 400 years ago, stands as one of the largest, if not the biggest, sacred groves ever discovered. Fast forward to today, this incredible Osun Grove remains a place of deep reverence, packed with around 40 awe-inspiring shrines and an array of idols that bring the Yoruba pantheon to life. What's even more remarkable is that many of these shrines are relatively new, built over the past few decades, showing how local communities continue to honor this sacred site and its legacy. But as you step into this mystical world, get ready for a spine-tingling experience. The intricately carved figures etched directly into the trees seem to leap out from the forest, their reptilian shapes sparking intense curiosity. Are they divine messengers or something more? In Yoruba mythology, several animals hold sacred status as symbols of deities, leaving us wondering what secrets do these enigmatic carvings hold. But here's the twist: while reptiles don't typically feature in Yoruba mythology, these bizarrely beautiful carvings could be a piece of history we've yet to decipher, remnants of an ancient culture we know little about. Theories are swirling what happened to the people who believed in and worshipped these enigmatic creatures. At first glance, they look more like lizards than living gods, but as you take a closer look, you'll notice something unexpected. Their hands, outstretched towards the heavens, appear to be in prayer. It's almost as if they're asking for divine guidance or protection, rather than embodying it themselves. The contrast between their reptilian features and human-like gestures only adds to the mystery. Are these carvings a window into our collective past, holding secrets waiting to be unraveled? Let's dive into why these ancient carvers might have chosen lizards as their symbols. It doesn't quite add up. Typically, mythological creatures are linked to animals that provide sustenance or support for early societies, like crops or hunting partners. So, why did they go with lizards instead? It's a question without an obvious answer, leaving us wondering what other secrets these mysterious carvings hold. But Africa's got another mind-blowing enigma waiting to be unraveled: the ancient city of Great Zimbabwe, spanning an enormous 385,000 square miles on the southern African plateau and boasting over 500 structures. This site is a puzzle that defies explanation. Let's explore Great Zimbabwe's enigmatic architecture, massive conical buildings scattered across hundreds of thousands of square miles with no windows and no doors. These aren't your average dwellings. Standing several dozen feet thick and averaging a couple stories tall, they're clearly not designed for human habitation. Now, we know some structures don't need windows or doors, like granaries storing food for the long term or tombs housing our ancestors. But even these typically have at least one entrance and an exit to let in fresh air or a way for people to pay their respects. So why did these mysterious builders of Great Zimbabwe seal off their structures so tightly, making it impossible for anyone to enter or leave? Let's take a closer look at the layout of Great Zimbabwe. Some structures are so close together they create narrow, winding pathways that seem to go on forever. But were these meant for human travel? It's hard to imagine. These tight spaces would be easy to get lost in, and the paths twist and turn with no clear direction. The purpose behind these mysterious structures has been a question mark for centuries, and their design is just as baffling. Just check out how they're made. Each stone brick is carefully carved and packed into a grid that curves into an elliptical cone. It's a jaw-dropping display of masonry skills, but here's the kicker. The builders managed to hold these massive structures together without using mortar at all. In the 1600s, when Portuguese explorers stumbled upon Great Zimbabwe, they tried to get answers from local tribes about these massive, ancient structures. But all they got were blank stares and a chilling label: the work of the devil. The tribesmen might have been spooked by the lack of mortar holding it together and the mind-bending masonry skills on display. But that wasn't all. Explorers also dug up clues pointing to some serious global connectivity in ancient times, like Chinese porcelain and Indian artwork, even jewels from Arabia. It was like stumbling into a treasure trove of international trade routes and cultural exchange. And things only got weirder. Archaeologists found statues of Egyptian gods like Horus right next to soapstone eagle figures. It's like these ancient builders were blending traditions in ways we're still trying to understand today. The mystery just got deeper. It seems like the people who built Great Zimbabwe were super into Egyptian mythology, but with their own twist. They took those Egyptian gods and mixed them with their own eagle symbolism, creating something totally unique. This blend of traditions could mean that the builders of this ancient civilization were way more connected to global cultures than we thought, maybe even on par with the mighty Egyptians themselves. Some sleuths also tried linking the ruins to the stars. After all, humans have been stargazing and finding secrets in the night sky for ages. But, unfortunately, this cosmic trail led nowhere. But hey, the search continues. The million-dollar questions. Who, what, and why? The truth is, we just don't know for sure. Archaeologists are left piecing together the puzzle with nothing but educated guesses. Were these structures temples, palaces, or something entirely different? And what about the people who built them? Did they vanish into thin air, leaving behind only their incredible legacy? One theory is that a hidden civilization was behind this masterpiece, one that we've yet to uncover in history books. The mystery of Great Zimbabwe remains unsolved, but one thing's for sure. It's an adventure we can't get enough of. Imagine an ancient civilization with goals so mysterious. We can hardly grasp them today. It's mind-boggling to think about what drives human innovation and creativity. So, what do you think? Do these structures point to a secret society or a people pushing boundaries that would change history forever?